peers presses to the table at the back, please. All available peers presses. Okay, we have still got a lot of pressing to get through today, and we're sort of jiggling and juggling in between the wool handling and the shearing. And that's okay, we can make that work, but we just need your help. Okay, so any available teams for the wool pressing down the back here. Right, talking about help. These couple of young guys, they're doing themselves proud. There's no taking their gloves off and chucking the towel in. They're going to stick with it. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you look out and you're drenching lambs all day and there's just massive covered yards and there's more lambs coming at you and you've got more to drench. And you just got to keep at it. When you're a man of the land, it's a hard graft. And the wool shed's no different. But here they are, still working as a good team.
Gerald, we've got a start time here for our shearing. Okay, shearers on the board. Timekeepers are right. Judges, competitors, go. Into the pen. Into the pen now for the Cydectin sponsored event, the Novice Shearing semi-final. 18 contestants. There was a heck of a field this morning when we rocked in here, and the entries were high, so we've taken a 3-heat semi-final to give everybody a bit of a chance. And they're shearing one of these big, strong sheep from, I believe they're from Timatai. So, great order they've been, and Bruce Tomlin's done a marvellous job of keeping them right for the shearing. So here on stand number 1 from Pongaroa, we have Connor McIntyre, Maddie Hull from Masterton on 2, Lizzie Cole, who shore very well earlier from England on stand number 3, Tiana Phillips from Tamaranui, Kaya Ray Mason from Pew Pew down on stand number 5, and the Hastings Jessie McIntyre. So if you want to help some of these young people out, you can certainly give them a hoot and a holler. It may be only the semi-final, but 18 doesn't go into 6 too well. So we need to drop a few off. Shearers that have shorn under 50 sheep in an 8-hour day. So they're just the babies of the shearing world, the beginners. We're all got to start somewhere, and you may as well start here at the best of them, the 59th Golden Shears in Masterton. An icon of a shearing event. Round the back of the head now, they're starting to drift into that difficult part of the sheep, the off shoulder. Not quite enough bones and fingers and toenails to hang on to that sheep as you drop into that shoulder now. You need to swing those blows from the shoulder right up behind the ear as you drop in, and into the long blow where you need to have the left hand tightening the bones so that all the folds of the skin move out of the way and you get a nice flat surface to run that 13-tooth comb across. As I said, the English girl in the middle of the field, Kerry, she's been leading the way in the previous outing up on the stage as well.
Yeah, John, she does look good, and once again, she's putting her name forward, and she will be a very, very good contender for that top 6. 18 into 6, as you said, doesn't go very well, and we're afraid to say we will be dropping a few of these competitors, and to be fair, it's not really to any fault of their own. The competition is very fierce, and it is the problem when you have so many entries, we lose so many competitors. But once again, we are looking for that top 6. So it's the boys on 1 and 6, the McIntyre boys, leading the way at the moment.
Doing a fine job too as they rock down blow for blow pretty much, 1 and 6. Not too far behind is the local hopeful Marty Hull on stand number 2. Across the last shoulder now as Tiana Phillips from up there in Tamaranui. Mason on stand number 5 hits the money side of the sheep as well, so we're all within a chance. Only one sheep to shear. It's who can control it the best on this last side and get the job done as quick as possible. 3.5 minutes gone, so slight disadvantage of shearing in the first heat, only because the rest of the shearers know how fast they got to go just to get the ringers time. time points are calculated at 3 points per minute. The board points are the number of second cuts they've committed on this one sheep. It's very tough. You don't get a lot of, you don't get any way you can average out because you're just shearing one sheep in this event. And of course the pen points are the outside judging, but looks like could be stand number 6, could be the first one to drop him down the porthole. Oh, he hits the button twice, likewise does Lizzie Cole. Who's going to be next in line? Maybe stand number 2. Oh, she wants to dance. Just show her that sheep off quite nicely. We can judge it up here and save those fellas a little bit of a problem. Hey, she's got the button turned off. She's got the blue, and that means the time's been taken. Out the last leg here on stand number 2 for Marty Hull. He needs to hit the red button. He does that before he turns the plant off. Right hot on his heels is Tiana Phillips from Taumarunui. And it's still blow for blow all the way through. Stands 1, stands 5. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going down there, Gerald? What did your weights come out doing in that last one?
Semi-final number 2, Eileen Link, Jerome Papworth, Renee Biggs, Jock Dodson, Finn Redshaw and Gus Berger. If you'd like to make your way up, that'll be great, thanks. Heat 3 following this, if they can please be ready. Michael Buick, Alice Watson, Matt Austin, Taylor Locke, James Noble Campbell and Adam Gordon. That's the last of our novice shearing semi-final.
Thanks, Nookie. Right. Yeah, well, now we've got some weights. We have got some weights here. Now, just to refresh your memory, had Jeremy Goodger and Vinnie Goodger. They have won this event a number of times as peers. They nailed in 5 minutes, 38 seconds. That's great teamwork and really good going. Now, once again, we're aiming for 160 kgs Masterton, and they did 159.5. So once again, only 5 k's out. Give them a round of applause. That's super duper pressing at that speed. And our youngsters over here from the Central Hawke's Bay banged out a 154. But they've done themselves proud. So give them a super round of applause. They did not take their gloves off and they didn't chuck the towel in. And they stayed calm and done the job properly. So well done, guys. Right, so we're just going to organise our next team here. So I'll fire it back to you, John, and we're good to go. Thank you.
We're just waiting for our figures to be all concluded up there on the big screen. The yellow figures mean the final judging has been done. This is the big screen above the shearing stand.
You're from England too, buddy. That's the English press for the world. How many years have you been coming out? How many years?
There we go. All the figures are now yellow, so it'll only be moments before we crack this next one away.
How old are you? Oh, I'm your Mr.
Trish.
I was in Scotland, another way.
Good to go.
Trish. All right. Oh, you're good to go. You want to done this together?
There we have the names on the board. We have Eileen Leakey from Germany, Jerome Papworth, Ekatahuna, Renee Biggs from Mangamahu, Jock Dodson and from Gisborne, Finn Redshaw from Taranaki. Oh, I like that place. Oh.
Thank you.
Gus Berger from Aharoa.
I'll get the intermediates to come.
We have a green light, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody happy. Timekeepers right, judges, competitors, go. Hey, they know that little sign when I say judges, and they just tense up and their hands on the door and they're away into the first, but not into the first off leg because we've got a bit of a dancer. Just relax, young man, just relax. Put the good vibes through the sheep. We know you can get it off. I've seen you have a couple of goes this morning, so you're not panicking. He's taking a little bit of inside leg wool off now. He's just trying to relax that sheep down a little bit and keep composed. Keep breathing, don't get all tense. It's not all about speed. And we have our German lady Eileen coming up over the top. She's just moving along nicely. Renee Biggs up over the big undermine. She's trying to go as far and flat as she can. Oh, she's taking a big undermine off. She knows that last side's a little bit tricky. Jock Dunsham there on stand number 4, round the back of the head and down towards the first shoulder.
Could we have the intermediate shearers to report in now, please? The intermediate shearers, if you could all report in now. Thanking you. As soon as possible.
We've got Finn Redshaw down there on number 5 coming around the back of the head, and Gus Berger doing likewise into the first off shoulder. You got to let him go, Gerald.
Yeah, thanks very much, John. Hey, right, another heat. Got Ross Thompson here on press 1 with his mate Will May, okay? Both from England. They're calling themselves the English pressing team. And Tiffany Moye, the local boy, and Kenny Mahaka. Okay, so that's where we're at with this. So in that case, judges are ready. Presses, on your marks, get set, go. We're underway. Hope they're brighter and breezier than myself. We're having a bit of a brain freeze there for a second and getting it started. Right, while they get nice and busy, John, I'll hand it back to you.
Righto, we're back here on live, and ooh, a bit of a dancer. I'm not talking about the young lady shearer. I'm talking about the wild animal she's trying to remove the fleece of. Sit still, lady. I only want your clothes off. That's what you need to say. And no doubt she'll get it done. They have the capabilities. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got this far in this competition. But we have our young lass from Germany coming across, Eileen Leakey. Look at under the shoulder. She's about to come there. Carries it under the shoulder and making every most of it. She's away. Oh, no. What about down on stand number 4?
You know, she's looking good, the young girl from Germany, and down and out the flank she comes. Right out to the tips of the toes. Once again, these novice shearers, they really are doing a very, very good job of these sheep. Beautiful ewes that they are, and well presented as well. Right out to the tips of the toes she goes. The finishing touches, and she'll be looking for the time points. Renee Biggs there on 3. She still having a little bit of a battle with that sheep. But there we go, the young girl from Germany.
Toma, I'll just come in.
Time points taken for her.
We have the Te Puni Kōkiri Senior Woolhandling semi-finalists in order of qualification. Lucky Garrett, Azrudi Paku, Naira Puha, Kylie Lyris, Jimmy Samuels, Vincent Goodger, Jeremy Goodger, Nova Kumaroa Ellis, Samantha Baxter, Miriwai Paul, Ricky Stevens and Tyler Hida. Congratulations to you, 12.
What is that Ricky Stevens not in? By golly, he's a great competitor. He must have a lot of time to spend, is he? Killing a couple of hours here in the wool pressing and in the wool handling, and he'll be into the shearing tomorrow. Down the last side they come, going pretty well. Still a big battle going on there, Kerry. There's still one more heat in the pens to come, though, isn't there?
Yep, once again, we are looking for that top 6, and all these 18 competitors would love to make that top 6. To make that Golden Shears final would be a dream come true, but afraid to say we will be losing 12 of them. But all the same, they still have to do the hard work, do the preparation, and get up there and shear these sheep. So next to finish will be the young fella down there on stand 6, Gus. Well done, mate. And then Flynn will finish as well, and then Jerome. Well done, my man. And then coming home will be young Renee Biggs. She's had a bit of a tussle with this young lass on the board. It's been a pretty challenging sheep, but all the same, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is a very, very well shorn sheep. And that ewe is still giving her a bit of a niggle as well. Right out to the tips of the toes she goes. Finishing touches for her in this novice semi-final. And that sheep really has not played the game, but all the same, she has done a very, very, very good job of that sheep. There we go. Well done, Renee. Give her a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. She did pretty well in the end.
That is inky pinky. Hey,
and that is a beautiful job.
Absolutely
beautiful job.
Okay, Heat 3. Michael Buick, Alice Watson, Matt Austin, Taylor Locke, James Noble Campbell, and Adam Gordon, please.
This is the last of the Cydectin Novice Shearing semi-final. How are those presses going down there?
Right, yeah, plenty of action down here. The English team are on fire. This youngster, first time over in New Zealand, 20 years of age. Okay, it's a good time to start touring the world. I mentioned it earlier how you can, if you can shear sheep or something along those lines, you can tour the world with a handpiece in your backpack. So here he is. He is on the other side of the world at the age of 20, shearing a few sheep for the first time in New Zealand. And he's on fire, this young May Wool. But this is the English team. And Ross Thompson, of course, he had to go on the individual earlier on. But your local boys, once again, I am seriously impressed by, if you have a big read on the program, how much support you're getting locally by sponsors and how much support this show gets from local shearers and farm workers and pressers and wool handlers. It's amazing the amount of locals you get here. Great to see. It means it is a success story for the show itself. Right, we've got the crank up here for the English team. We've still got a red light, so we'll stay with it. Now these couple of youngsters, what's happening here? Moyo says, I'll get that up there, ready to go. I'll do the other side. Hey, young Mihaka, you're good.
Yeah, we're good to go. Righto, competitors happy enough. Judges, timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. Into the pen.
Who are they?
And you've got to listen for the go sign. That's all you got to worry about. Not worrying about what you're going to be doing afterwards. And by golly, we have Michael Buick up here in the front stand. Pongaroa. Alice Watson from Blenheim. Down there on stand number 3, we have Matt Austin. Matt's from Puranoa. And Taylor Locke on stand number 4 from Weber. Down on stand number 5, James Noble Campbell. Doing pretty well down the far end of Adam Gordon.
Could we have Ryan Addison and Arana Markiri report in, please? We are wanting to get started on time, so intermediate shearers, you should have checked in instead of sitting up in the stands. Thank you.
Intermediate shearing next up after this event. Here we go. Up over the tail, the Buick from Pongaroa. Doing very nice. Nice and flat. By golly, I just can't help but admire the farmer because he's done a fantastic job on these sheep. Hey, they're doing well, Timato. Extremely well, Novice shearing here today. James Noble Campbell from down the far end on number 5. Dropping into the first off shoulder down on stand number 6 is Masterton's Adam Gordon. There we go. Noble Campbell, a little bit of a dancer. Taylor Locke there. Big strong arms on him, and he's trying to do it nice and gentle and just keep the sheep nice and composed. Matt Austin's turning into the long blow now. Pressure on the front too as well. Alice Watson with a good straight back. They tell me she can rip them out as well. But here we're looking for the best and the cleanest and the fastest. And that's how we're going to take them. The next 6 to make the final. Go, Kerry. Your turn.
Down and into the long blow goes young Alice Watson. Once again, we are looking for that top 6. Third and final heat of this novice shearing semi-final. Proudly sponsored by Cydectin. Under that final shoulder goes young Matt Austin. Takes the trimming on the top side of the leg and down and out the flank he'll go. Once again, these...
This is a bit of a cat and mouse one. Mind your false teeth. Well tackled by the smallest person in the audience. It's all right, Alice. We'll get it back to you. You just think about your job, then you get it back. So down there in the pressing, they're working hard, but these shearers are going hard up here on the stage. I think we might have to give the judge a bit of a tickle up there for not catching that sheep for her. Into the first off leg, the first off shoulder here on the front stand. Michael Buick at the finishing touches and down the porthole there for Matt Austin. He's had a good shear on stand number 3. I like my fellow commentator. He got up out of his seat and went to catch that sheep. Well done, Kerry. I was far too slow.
There we go, young Alice Watson. She had a bit of a mishap there, but thanks to the crowd, we got her back on the job again. But down over the last side she comes. Young Michael Buick on 1. He's down into the long blow. These young novice shearers, they making their way in the shearing world. Michelle through the heats this morning. Made the semi-final, which a lot of them will be very happy with. And then the big question, who is going to make that top 6? That's a question that will get answered in a very short time. But young Alice Watson, all the same. Oh, that ewe really is being a bit naughty, isn't she? It's all right, Alice, we got the barbecue going, mate. We can sort her out. Once again, these ewes, they are beautiful, big, strong ewes. They are a credit to the farmers here in Masterton. Beautiful shearing sheep they are. But down and out the flank she goes. Finishing touches for her. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we better give young Alice Watson a pretty big hand when she pulls the cord for a time. And finishing touches for her. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give her a big hand. Young Alice Watson.
I watched it all the way through that sheep, and she only just got a second cut on that. 2 blows to go. That is amazing. We've had some tremendous shearing from these young competitors. 1s and 2s on the board and 2s outside. It's absolutely fantastic, the quality of this novice class. I don't think I've seen anything like it before. So the shearing industry is doing something right and teaching these young people the proper way to handle big sheep and get the wool off in a fair and workmanlike fashion. Just a couple of blows left to go for young Michael up here on the front stage. He's trying his hardest. Got to keep using that left hand. Very important to keep using that left hand. And working away, the last of the Cydectin novice shearing semi-final. Heat 3, almost done and dusted. The presses are going hard down there. I can just about see it, but we better give this young shearer a clap as soon as he gets the last couple of blows in. Working off that last leg now. Shearing's in the blood. He'll get it. He's just starting to think, shall I let it go? Yes, he's going to let it go. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And congratulations to those young shearers. Some of them, of course, not going to make the final. And how are we down there? We're going pretty well on the pressing, are we?
Yeah, we're going good, John. So we are, thanks. So the local boys, just having a look at the clocks, 12 minutes 41. And that was your team right here, your local boys at Shear for Shear X, Paddy Mason. That was Tiffany Moye and Kenny Mihaka. Okay, so they did themselves proud. Well, we could whip that on while we've got a moment or two, eh? We get the synchronised right. So once again, this is your local ones. The English team, are you finished, Ross? The English team's done too.
Thanks, Gerald. I'll just get this first of the intermediate shearing. Could we have BJ Campbell, Arana Makiri, Teresa Apuro, Tamaho Aranui, Alexandra Ford and Ash Boyce to the left of the stage, please. just wait for the judges, but could that first heat please be ready? Back to you, Gerald. Intermediate, first heat, what's your name? No, you're not in there, Adam.
Yeah, thanks for that. Hey, yep. So your local boys, we wanted that 160, okay, and they got 169.5. So both of them had a couple bits of bacon and eggs too many this morning. Okay, then we've got the English team, Ross Thompson and May Will, and they didn't have enough bacon and eggs. 160 again is the total, and they did 153. Okay, so a good effort, just a wee bit off the pace in time, and a little bit off here, but that takes a whole lot of doing. Very easy to say that when I've got a bit of paper in my hand and a microphone in the other. Right, so we've got about 2 more heats of this. Once again, we need to do it numerous times because they're very important of our sponsors. Sponsor of all the pressing, okay, the men's, the women's individual, the peers, the new event this year, the novice. That's going to be quite fun to watch.
Gerald, I'll just come in. Could we have the judges on the Shearing judges on the board, please, so we can get this intermediates underway? Shearing judges on the board.
And of course that goes out to Farmlands and Woolpacks New Zealand, long-serving sponsors. So if you're just new to the audience, take note of that, and if you can support them back, please do so, because they are supporting this event, which is supporting your community. And I'll tell you, if you've been on a sponsorship
Fraser,
committee...
Just wait, Ash.
Yeah, if you've ever been on a sponsorship committee, you will realise how good it is to have return service. Okay, it makes your life a whole lot easier, and you've got, obviously, happy sponsors. Rightio. Back to the shearing board while you organise the next heat. Thanks, Nookie.
Yeah, we're just getting the shearers up now. We've got 4 sheep to shear. This event sponsored by Trust House, a very important organisation here in Masterton. They help control and educate people. They have fingers in all sorts of pies, and they are putting something back into the community by sponsoring this event, and we do hope that you get slaps on the back for it, not slaps on the hand. Just waiting for